Hi everybody, thank you for joining today our smartAR payment page demonstration. I'm just going to wait about another minute or so just to allow for the rest of the group to get on the webinar. If you want to make yourself a tea, a coffee, a cup of water, anything like that, and we'll start soon. I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video and I'll see you back here in about a minute. Thank you for waiting. We're going to kick off the payment page demonstration now. So a little bit about who we are. smartAR is a trusted provider in New Zealand and Australia. We work with over 1,500 professional service firms. I myself am Olivia. I am from Canada. I'm one of the client success managers here at smartAR. And now I know you might be familiar with some of our other products, the smartAR fee funding or the smartAR outsource solutions, but the smartAR payment page is a completely different product by itself. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that today. If you have any difficulty understanding anything that I'm saying because of my Canadian accent, or if you just need a little bit of clarification on something, please just pop a note in the chat box that you can find on your right. And my team member, Selena, is actually on this webinar as well, so she can just clarify that in the chat box with you. And then if you stick around at the end of the demonstration, which should take about 15 minutes to walk through the whole process, and after that, we'll host a Q&A, so we can answer and clarify any questions or anything that might have not been clear. So a little bit about what we're going to be covering today. So we're going to walk through the payment experience currently from a client's perspective, how to use the payment page to speed up your client's payments. I'm going to walk you through an online demonstration, and then we're going to look at how the payment page technology can benefit your administration team. So every aspect of business is affected as the world moves from manual to automatic, paper to paperless, and slow to quick, including your client's payment experience. The way your clients paid has changed significantly and is going to continue to change over time. That's why smartAR has developed our online payment page platform, and this is designed and developed to grow with you and as you do. And you're probably thinking right now, it's a lot of words, but I don't really know what you're talking about, so I'm just going to show you. So let's take a look at what your invoices might look like currently or might have looked like in the past. So like Maple Accounting, so this is an accounting company we've designed to fit my Canadian identity. You might have payment options that, some of them are on your invoice, some of them are in-house. You might have an FPOS machine or a terminal in the office or a PayPal link that you email directly to clients. And you're on the right track. You have payment options, and businesses who have payment options get paid. We just need to work now on consolidating these options and tidying up the noise that's on the sheet and making it in a nice, simple format. Make it easy, simplify everything for clients as easy as possible so that we ensure that you get paid. So we'll just take a look at what an invoice could look like if you had the payment page on it. So it goes from being this to that. So you see how all of the information here can look a little bit noisy and get a little bit confusing, maybe a little bit overwhelming for the client. And then, whereas if you've got the payment page invoice, it's just a simple button here. So if you want to consider that you're John Smith and you've gotten this invoice for $1,483.35, you receive this invoice and you say, okay, well now I've got to log into my online bank and process a payment of $1,483, or I need to fill out the credit card form and mail it back to the office. Okay, what other options are available to me? What if these are not suitable? Potentially I don't have the bank balance. Potentially I don't want to pay by credit card. So having this payment button just it brings it all together. It ties all of your payment options in one place. So let's just go in and take a look at that. So once you click on it, it'll direct you straight to the page here. You've got Maple Accounting here at the top. All the client needs to do now is input their invoice number as well as the payment amount. So it's completely customizable. You can put your company logo here, branded to your company colors, just completely to your company scheme. So we'll put 0012, and we will put 1435.55. Because it's a secure online page, we just need to verify that we're not a robot. Because I've done it before, it's giving me a tick now. So as the client proceeds to go in, this is what it will look like. I just want to backspace a second because I forgot to mention one thing. So I just forgot to mention that there's the announcement bar here at the top. So with the announcement bar, you have the capability to put an announcement for your clients. So on here, we've just put Maple Accounting. Clients receive a free bottle of maple syrup with every tax return filed. This can be, you can set it from, they're set by dates, so they can expire and they can renew and they can automatically switch on. So if you want to put one over the Christmas holiday or over the New Year and just say Happy New Year, everybody, to all your clients. So we're just going to go back in and put that again. Oh, now it's showing up. Perfect. All the little crosswalks. And so then when your client now logs into this page, or doesn't log in, but inputs their data into this page, they're now given all of your payment options in one place. So they have the direct credit option there. They can jump in and pay by credit card here. So all they need to do is fill out their information, credit card information, and actually process that payment online. As well as there's the direct debit option that's going to be coming in the future, so the one-off direct debits, as well as recurring direct debits in the future, as well as any other options that you have. So if you've got PayPal, we can integrate that on there. If you're really ahead of the game and you're accepting cryptocurrencies, we can integrate that on this page as well. So really anything you have. If you have your own online merchant facility, we can put this on as well. Otherwise, we do offer one. So we've partnered with an online merchant facility called Bimbora, and we can now offer you a merchant facility. And as well, if the client is looking for another way to pay, maybe a little bit more cash flow friendly for them, there is the monthly payment options as well, and this ties in to smartAR fee funding. So when the client clicks on here, they're actually able to complete their own contracts online. So it comes up with all of the client's financial information already, and this is really as simple as it is to do. So John Smith Services, the client just needs to enter in all of their information. Mr. John Smith, 1234 Moose Lane, Ontario, Ottawa, NZBN 21396 1023. So perfect. Once the client completes all of their data, and look how simple that was. It took probably about 15 seconds to put that in. Now they just need to complete their bank account details. So they just need to put their bank here, and this is the direct debit section. Just put in their name of the account, and then agree to all the terms and conditions. So if you click on these red lines here, that'll actually open up with the terms and conditions. But for the sake of this, we will click there. Signed by John Smith, and he's the director/owner. We're just going to submit that. And it's done. Absolutely, probably took, a minute and a half to complete a contract online. So that's completely done and completely processed there. So that will go straight to the smartAR admin fee funding process team, and they'll process the application as per normal. There is a little bit more control that you have with the fee funding on the payment page, and I'll touch base on that a little bit later when we jump back to the presentation. But one thing that I did want to show you briefly, I won't jump in too much detail because it's quite an extensive portal, and you will have kind of a refresher course if you do choose to sign up with the payment page. So I'm just going to jump in here now. This is the back end of the portal. So you've actually got a dashboard for all of the payment pages that you sign up. So if your company's got one, you will be given access to the back end of it. And on there, you're actually able to see all of the transactions that have gone through, whether they've been completed or not. So some of these, for example, so these are contracts that have gone through. You can see that they've been successful from the tick, and these ones have not been. But let's just jump into this one now. So on here, you've got all of the information that the clients actually put into the system. So their financial information there, all of their personal information that they entered in there, as well as the bank account and direct debit details, as well as the digital signature. So every piece of information that comes through the system when somebody tries to make a payment, it's actually captured with their IP address. So it's always everything's kind of documented in the system, which is very secure. And another feature that it's very kind of useful. It can be very useful, and it's specific for if you use our merchant facility. So when a credit card payment is processed, it comes through like this. So you can see all the transactions of it. You can see the IP address. It actually tokenizes the credit card details and saves the contact information for future billing, or if you set up a recurring billing in the future, as well as there's the possibility to refund the transactions. So if a client rings up and says, oh no, I accidentally paid twice, I paid the wrong amount, I messed up, I used the wrong credit card, no matter what the reason, you can refund it. You can just say, yep, no, don't even stress about it, just log in and refund the transaction. So that possibility is there as well. So that's another really cool feature. And there will be a lot more features available in this, especially when the recurring direct debit facility is in here, because we will actually be able to facilitate and accommodate all of your monthly billing. If you have, you know, subscription billing or anything like that, we can facilitate it. But this is coming in a few weeks' time. So I'm just going to jump back into the presentation, and then you will receive further training on this if you do choose to proceed, and that'll be a kind of a one-on-one training with your CSM. So as I mentioned, with the smartAR fee funding option on the payment page, you do have a little bit more control. So you're actually able to set limits for them. So if you're not comfortable with every client putting through their own agreements and setting themselves up on a smartAR funding contract, you're actually able to set a limit. So if you want to say $2,000 is my limit for automatic approval, and anything below that, I'm happy that it goes through. I don't need to approve it. I don't need to sign off. Yeah, clients can just do it up to $2,000. That's all fine. It'll go through just as we've just done. But anything over $2,000 will require approval from the office, so from yourselves. So the client would get, if they put something in for over $2,000, they would get a notification like this that comes up on their screen, just advising that the payment installments are outside of the automatic approval and somebody will be in touch within 24 hours. And in the meantime, while they receive this, you'll actually be getting an email that looks like this. So it'll advise which client is trying to apply for fee funding. And you've actually got two options. You can approve it or you can reject it. So if you choose to approve it, the client would get an approval letter that looks like this. So it would just say, they get the letter actually that looks like this on the right. So it just says that, you know, it has been approved and the contract is going to go forward. Whereas you would get a notification advising that the contract is approved and you will be paid within 3 days after receiving cleared funds from the client. So the reference code is this one as well. So that's useful for the fee funding side of things. If you ever want information to log into the smartAR finance website and just take a look at that, see where it's at, that's the reference number that's going to be used. So you do have a complete control over what happens on that side of stuff. And then the payment page is fully optimized. So with that URL link, if you send an invoice and a client opens it up on their iPhone or their tablet, their computer, anywhere, their laptop, it's going to completely optimize and it's going to fit the screen. So it's going to look really clean for them. And as it's a secure URL, you're actually able to integrate this onto invoices, statements, your website, an email reminder, or signatures. So we do recommend that you put it on your invoices and statements for sure. So just as Maple Accounting did in that example, when you get the invoice, the client just clicks on a button and it's immediately, they've got all of the payment options at their fingertips. Or another common situation that we see is when clients are looking to pay, the first place that they actually check is your website, because they say, oh, I want to see what the payment options are, I'm going to go to the website. But oftentimes there's not a payment page link there, and having this would just solve that problem. So you'd put the link, pay your invoice now, client clicks on that, and then they're ready to pay. Other places are the email reminders and signatures. So that brings us to the end of our demonstration. It's been short and sweet. You'll get an email shortly with the next 2 steps on how to get a payment page of your own. If you do have any questions in the meantime, don't hesitate to get in touch. You can contact at smartAR. You can contact myself at olivia@smartar.com, or one of your CSMs here, so either Shivagni or Carly. If you want to stick around now, we're going to be doing a Q&A as well, and Selena and I are here to answer any questions that you may have. Perfect. Well, thank you all so much for attending. Thanks for your time today. I hope you all have a nice rest of your day.